as well, right? राह में कांटे बिखरे अगर उस पे तो फिर भी चलना ही है शाम छुपा दे सूरज अगर रात को एक दिन ढलना ही है रुते ढल जाएगी हिम्मत रंग लाएगी सुबह फिर आएगी हो ये वासना कैसे झुके ये आरज़ू कैसे झुके मंजिल मुश्किल तो क्या धुंधला साहिल तो क्या तन्हाई दिल तो क्या
హాయ్ అండి, నేను మీ ప్రవల్క. వెల్కమ్ టు పీకేస్ ఫ్యామిలీ. ఈరోజు వచ్చేసి మేము నాస్ అకాడమీలో ఉన్నామన్నమాట. సో ఇక్కడ రచన మేడంది మీటప్ జరుగుతుంది. సో అందుకని మాకు లాస్ట్ మూమెంట్లో తెలిసి వచ్చామన్నమాట. సో ఆ ఈవెంట్లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయడానికి వచ్చామన్నమాట. చాలా చిన్న ఈవెంట్ అండి ఇది. చూసారు కదా, ఎక్కువ పీపుల్ కూడా లేదు, ఒక 25 to 30 మెంబర్స్ వచ్చారనమాట. సో ఇది అనుకోకుండా జరిగింది కదా. సో మేడం అయితే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారనమాట మీటింగ్కి. ఎదురు రూమ్లో చూసారు కదా, అక్కడ ఉన్నారనమాట. అండ్ మేము వచ్చేసి ఇప్పుడు కిందకు వచ్చామన్నమాట. ఇదంతా వచ్చేసి నాస్ అకాడమీ. సో ఇక్కడ చాలామంది యూట్యూబర్స్ అండ్ కంటెంట్ క్రియేటర్స్ అందరికీ ఉంటుందన్నమాట.
Yeah. Do you think the screens are a bit distracting or you want to try it? Oh, it's fine.
And 1 year later I'm coming here as a speaker now. So everyone has certain dreams, certain goals. After becoming a chartered accountant, I started my journey and I just wanted to be a famous teacher. That was the only thing I wanted to do. So rather than taking up a job at some fancy MNCs or any CA firm per se, I started teaching MBA students and CA students in Pune. Almost like first 3-4 years I'm like, okay, I'm done. Many people know me. Even if I used to walk on the street, students used to be like, hi Rachna. Okay, students know me now. What about others? Some marks. But after watching that video, they were like, oh my. So I'm sure everyone knows that for MBA, people from agri background or people from engineering background, any background, they can go for MBA, right? Need not be only finance guys. So many students again came up to me and said that in spite of me being from an engineering background, I was able to understand that. And that is why I forwarded this to all my engineering friends. When the agri background guy comes up and says, I forwarded this to my agri background friends and whatnot. And slowly and steadily, that session started picking up. And today, the same lecture has like 23 million views. Simplest way to go through, okay? And if you want to check which is a good Nifty index fund right now, how do you get that?
Maybe.
Just search Rachna Ranade. Spacebar index fund. So I do have a video which talks about top 3 index funds, and that by that you will get to know. So basically, for an index fund, for those who are not very important, expense ratio should be lowest for any index fund, right? Because for a fund manager, assume I'm the fund manager, I'm managing a Nifty 50 index fund. Do I have to use my brain? He's saying no, don't use your brain. Okay, why? Because I just have to be a copycat. I just have to follow whatever stocks are there in Nifty. Same stocks have to be there in the mutual fund portfolio. Whatever weightage is there in the Nifty, same weightage also has to be there in my portfolio. So absolutely it's a no-brainer for the fund manager, right? I see a lot of surge in CASA. What is CASA?
Current account.
Current account, savings account. In India, the digital revolution is happening like anything. Right from a pan wala to a chai wala to a sabzi wala, everyone uses Paytm, UPI, Google Pay. I hardly remember me carrying cash in my city. It's just a mobile and you just go anywhere, right? Now what happens is that if the vegetable vendor is collecting money through Paytm, that is going to get linked to his current account, correct?
Yeah.
Or maybe to his saving account also. Bank is hardly going to pay any interest on that, but bank is going to get that money to disburse it as a loan and have a higher margin, higher profit margin in between. If you have experienced this shift, how many of you have been to India of late? In like a year, in less than a year? Yeah?
Yes, almost.
Have you seen almost all doctors also have a scan and pay now? Okay? Just go rewind like 5-6 years ago. Not instead of coming up as cash, is now directly going as a scan and pay. When I say banking as a sector is getting a lot of money and they hardly have to, and doctors' accounts will be generally current accounts.
Yeah.
Professional accounts will be generally current accounts. So a lot of money flowing in without any interest to pay for the bank, right? I'll also share one stats with you all. I had a just fun meeting with ICICI Bank's Pune's manager. I mean, he heads Pune. Okay. And I was curious and I asked him that, how do you see the cash collection in Pune? Pune is just like my hometown and it's like 3 hours away from Mumbai. Okay.
Yeah.
Really tricky. Okay. You should have time. You should be in front of the screen because I know that you can make X amount of money. You can get an amazing multiplier, but the same multiplier applies downwards as well, right? So you have to be really careful on that. Even if you are wanting to do F&O, just know all these basic stuff about delta, Greeks and all that. You should be ideally aware of that if you are wanting to do F&O. If you're already doing, you're already
No, I'm not doing. That is, I heard about it.
I'll also tell you one simple trick. The probability of earning is more when you're on the sell side. Okay. Buy side you need less money. Sell side you need more money. Margin is more, but probability of winning is definitely higher for a seller. Okay. And it is I can prove it mathematically that probability for a seller, winning probability for a seller is 2/3 and for a buyer is 1/3. Okay. I have a separate course also on futures and options. If anyone has checked that futures and options course? Yeah. He married off both his daughters by selling Reliance Industries shares. That's a big one. Okay. And he had invested in Reliance Industries shares in the IPO. Okay, and he was just adding up like whatever few number of shares, and he's a normal salaried person, not a businessman. Normal salaried person. So that is the power of blue chip stocks, finding good companies, staying invested, that's it. Okay?
So now there is a trend to invest in SMEs IPO or MSMEs IPO. So what would you advise people?
SME IPOs are doing good right now. I mean, even I found this over the last 1 year that a lot of listings were way too better on SME IPOs compared to our normal IPOs which come upon NSE and BSE, right? The only thing is that the lot size is pretty higher on SME IPOs. If you are okay with that, definitely you can go. That's up to you.
I like to one sentence.
Yeah.
Market and man, a human, has to go up. So maybe it was so prominent and profound.
Yeah, so I was at Sandeep Maheshwari's show. Primary intention is to sleep well at night. right? So you should be diversifying your portfolio nicely. It could be in stocks, it could be in mutual funds. I'm sure you will be having bonds here as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, you can also invest in bonds in India also through the NRO accounts. So you should be investing in bonds, FDs. But still, you know, people ask me, Rachna, do you invest in FDs? I say yes. उनको लगता है पागल हो गए कि she's investing in FDs. But in the shorter time frame, to meet my short-term goals, I must have something which is like a sure shot money for me. Okay?
Corporate bond.
So for example, if I want to plan for my child's school fee, and if I put my money in stock market, and at that time, if the market crashes, can I tell his school teacher that abhi market niche hai? That can't happen, right? I have to have that much money sure shot with me. So always remember, for any investment avenue, there are 3 criteria that we check. One is safety, one is liquidity, and one is returns. I'll repeat, one is safety, one is liquidity, and one is returns. For short-term goals, what do you think? Returns should be the topmost priority or least priority? Short-term. Least priority. What should be the highest priority? Safety and liquidity, both. Because I need money right now. Let us say within 1 year. I don't know what will happen to stock market within 1 year. I know that in the long term, maybe 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, it's ought to go up. But in 1 year, I don't know. Like the same example that we gave right now, right? Diwali to Diwali. Nothing happened. It could have even gone down. So in the short term, always safety and liquidity should be topmost priority. Returns to be given a lower priority. But in the long term, and then you can give returns as the highest priority, followed by safety and followed by liquidity. Because anyways, I don't need it right now, right? I need it in the long term. So that's the way you want. Okay.
Indians, NRIs on interest, every interest are not taxable.
Are not taxable.
That is
There are
what
some
people
CAs
need to
also.
understand.
Not
NRI,
taxable.
it becomes
NRE is not taxable.
non-taxable.
NRO is taxable.
NRO
Yes,
is
NRO is good.
local.
Yeah.
Local.
Definitely.
That's why our interest is low then.
Those are very
No,
low.
similar. Same.
I think the logic might be that NRE anyways it's taxed outside India, right? It will be like a double taxation.
So I think couple of months back you created a video like female financial literacy kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right? So I think from then onwards, like my wife also started following you very much.
Sure.
So that would be really.
So they need to understand basics from. I mean, they have very logical questions. So for me also, because I've never taught kids per se. So for me also, it's going to be a task in itself. I would maybe want to interact with them more, understand their thought process, and then come to the course. But yes, I'll
So
definitely.
recently I met a child who's 13 years old.
Okay.
His father gave him 1 lakh rupees
Huh.
around 2 years ago.
Okay.
Today his portfolio is 3 lakhs. And he studies the companies. He tells
Wow.
his father, invest here, invest in this company or that company. And it turns out 3 lakhs.
I think it's all about exposure, right? Even I'll share one more example of my son, and I'll tell one more example of one of my students who had come for my fundamental analysis course, and he is in grade 6. I'll talk about him as well. Almost just like 5-6 months ago, I just came out of my shower and it was 9:15 in the morning, so I rushed towards the television to see how much is the market. He said, "Mama, don't worry, market is in green." My son is in grade 4.
Great.
He said, "I just have one doubt, that SGX Nifty was in red and how come Nifty is in green?" So I came to know about SGX Nifty after becoming a chartered accountant. And he knows what is SGX Nifty while he is in grade 4.
Oh.
Why? Is he talented? No, he has exposure. Okay, so more and more you talk to them about all these things, they are easily going to grasp it. They are very smart. The kid that I was talking about who is in grade 6, he had come to my class and I thought that he is accompanying his mother or his father maybe. I said, "What are you doing here, bacha?" He said, "I'm here to attend your fundamental analysis 2.0 course." I said, "Okay." I said, "Do you know some basics and all that?" He said, "I've already completed basics of stock market. fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Now I'm here for the 2.0 version. I said, okay. He said, before you start the session, I just had one doubt about debt to GDP ratio. I mean, these are real stories. These kids are really smart. After the entire batch was over, I told him that I need to meet your parents.
Yeah.
After the batch is over, his mother and father both had come to meet me. I said, how did this happen? He said, it's all because of. I said, no, this is rubbish. It can't be because of me. I can be the trigger, but I can't be the whole and sole purpose of his knowledge. He said his father sits by his side for at least half an hour every day. He makes him read a newspaper. He has to ask whatever questions he has to his dad. Dad is not from a finance background. Dad will search on Google. He try to get the answers. Whatever answers he doesn't get, they used to ask me. That is the level of effort some parents take, right? It's difficult, I totally understand that, because we all are working. It's not possible for us to give like half an hour every day also. But maybe we can try at least once a week, maybe, just to teach a simple, small concept to them. But that is how these kids are. I mean, they are pro at a very early age. But it's really encouraging to see all these things, definitely. Absolutely similar. Because I understand that this is technology. I understand that it's not rubbish. Definitely, I don't say it is rubbish. It looks promising. But at the same time, would it actually replace the native currency? I don't think so. It can coexist, but it can't replace the original currencies. Now that the governments are coming up with their own digital currencies, plus the stance that governments are taking on cryptocurrencies, including India, unfortunately, it's not that encouraging. They've put crypto in the highest tax bracket.
Yeah.
It's like, but like a gambling.
Gambling.
Like that they have put it. Losses can't be set off against profit. That is applicable for gambling. Okay, so the stance has not been so encouraging on cryptos, at least by the Indian government. So it is currently going through a rough patch, no doubt on that. I do believe in cryptos as an asset class, but I would not want to go all into that, because for a simple reason, I believe it's a high risk, high return category asset class. For me also, barely 1% of my portfolio is in cryptos. So even if it goes down to 0, I really don't care. And if 1 goes to 100, because that is what it is. It is there for.
Yeah.
Right? If it clicks, it is going to be a multi-bagger. If it goes, so the risk reward ratio is very good for cryptos. So you should know how much money you are okay to spend, and then you're set. And by the way, there are a lot of apps through which you can do SIP in cryptos also. So I do SIP in cryptos. Currently in red, no need to say. I'm just saying, if there are other people who are not, there is a little bit of if and that.
Some new policy also come.
Correct.
NL.
National Logistics Policy, NLP. So a lot of projects are underway. Projects are very good on paper. Now we just need to see how they are executed. If they are executed well, that is the reason why people say that India is set to be in the top 3 economies. Right now, we already have entered top 5, but it is said to be in top 3 in the coming 10 years. So a lot of sectors will contribute to that. Yes.
I started investing from the beginning of this year.
Okay.
First, of course, watching the video. Over the period of time, we do fundamental analysis, and then we keep adding stocks, right? And over a period of time, it goes like 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we cannot keep adding money to all the companies, right? Sometimes maybe we need to get rid of some stocks.
Yeah.
So is there any strategy or any advice you give to, like, which stock to get rid of? Maybe
Which stock to?
get rid of.
Get rid of.
And then, maybe invest in new stocks.
No, when to exit is what
Exit,
it
yeah.
is.
So for when to exit, you can have two strategies. One is through technical analysis. You try to find out what is the resistance level. Okay, I feel that the stock can't go beyond this level. It's a resistance here. You sell it off. Okay. Just to give you a quick example, Bharti Airtel. I've been talking about that
Your favorite
stock.
stock.
And anyone, of course, one of my favorites. Anyone of you who is a Pro Investor member here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You should definitely check that out, everyone, because in Pro Investor membership, I discuss one fundamentally strong stock every month. Okay. Again, no need to say, not an investment advice, but we try and find out companies which are fundamentally really strong. Sometimes we try to find companies which have strong corporate actions coming up. So last month's stock of the month was Easma 2. And there was a very strong corporate action which was coming up, bonus split both. So ideally it was kind of a no-brainer that it had to perform well. And in 1 month it gave 25% returns. It will not happen every single time. I am telling you right away. There are going to be stocks which are going to be in losses. Important is, as a basket, how did it perform? Okay, at least 1%. That connection is amazing. And अभी देखो नहीं तो online का connection है. It is much more than a live, physical connection. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right,
Add
towards
Vyasa
the end of it.
How was your Google event, ma'am?
How was my Google event?
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
amazing. Got to learn a lot. There were small breakup, what do they call? Breakout sessions.
Breakout sessions.
Breakout sessions were also amazing. The best part is Neil Mohan, who is like the Google and YouTube product officer, now knows me by my name, Lakshna. Flattering.
That's good.
But overall experience was amazing.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
అడుగు.
What is your plan? Why you came to Dubai?
Why I came to Dubai? Just to meet you guys. No. So we are here at the NAS Academy right now, correct?
Yes.
Nusair, who is one of the founding members, he has planned a 1 billion summit, and a lot of speakers across the globe are going to be a part of this 1 billion summit. More than 3,000 participants are expected at the summit. The summit is going to happen at Palm Jumeirah.
Yeah.
It starts on the 3rd and 4th, only 2 days, 3rd and 4th, 2 days. And creators from across the world are coming in. And like I said, last year I had come here as an attendee. I was staying with my relatives, they have just come here, my jijaji. त्याला काय म्हणतात मला माहित नाही इंग्लिश. अरे झालं 2 मिनिट. And picture भी लेनी है. And this year I am here as a speaker.
Yeah.
So I had this dream. I told you that I wanted people to invite me outside India also as a speaker. And when I thought that yes, I'm almost close to my dream, lockdown happened. So almost 5-6 sessions I gave for like Singapore and Malaysia, whatever, but in my hall, in my living room, in the Zoom meeting setup. But so this is the first ever face-to-face session that I would be delivering. So this is technically the first face-to-face session that I'm giving outside India. Tomorrow will be the second one. The third one will be in Abu Dhabi on 6th, and the fourth one will be in Oman on the 9th. So had planned for something, and 4 back-to-back is like Bhagwan deta hai to chappar kha. So I think I had a great time with you all. My God, it's more than 1.5 hours. We started like 10 minutes early. So it was fantastic, and I'm so happy that you all came here at such a short notice, because I had barely put it up on any of the social media sites. Right, but I hadn't done proper advertisement per se on any of the platforms, because I was not sure how much space we have here and all the setup. So I'm happy still everyone.
Your few sessions are paid sessions, right?
Yeah.
So what do you recommend for us?
So
right from the beginning we should enroll.
So if you have seen my website, in the home page only you will see 3 levels. It's a beginner level courses. 3 courses are beginner level courses. Basics of stock market, mutual funds, personal financial management. Okay. If you are an absolute beginner, I would highly recommend you should check out basics of stock market course and mutual fund course also. Because you know, typically mutual fund journey starts with, तू कौन सा mutual fund ले रहा है? तू ले रहा है क्या? मैं भी लेती हूँ, चलो. You know, majority of the mutual fund journey starts like that only. Just friend telling us. But I mean, I always tell this to people. Mutual fund सही है, I agree. But क्या वो mutual fund मेरे लिए सही है?
So are the pre-recorded sessions?
These are pre-recorded sessions, okay? But I have a team of CAs and CPAs. They'll keep on. I mean, even if you have any query, there's a WhatsApp support. So you will get all answers to all your queries. And plus, once in a month, we have a Zoom meeting where you with me once in a month. So that is also, you can ask questions to me directly as well. So that is the beginner level with which you can start. At the intermediate, you have fundamental analysis, technical analysis. Advanced. Actually, in the meantime, if you guys are okay, I would want to even send you something like a thank you or maybe a small clipping of whatever we are recording right now. But if you are okay to share your email IDs.
Yeah, of course.
Someone is also saying yes from the back. Okay. Can anyone just pull up a page and maybe just circulate? If you are okay, I mean, no force to anyone. But you can just pass on. You can just pass on, yeah. Your name, your email ID, whatever detail you want to get.
నీది ఇస్తారా నాది
Song.
నేను ఇస్తాను
నీది
నీది
ज़माना है पीछे, tell me, ओ खुदा, ला 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 ला, अब मैं क्या करूं? चलूं सीधी के उल्टी चलूं, आज मैं ऊपर, आसमां नीचे, आज मैं आगे, ज़माना है पीछे. किसी ने रिकॉर्ड नहीं किया, हम गाना सब